Hi friends, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we're gonna do some speed makeup reviews. I have two full containers of makeup that I need to update you on. There is so many new makeup releases coming out and these buckets keep piling up. I need to get this out of the way so I can fill it up with newer products. So we're gonna dive into it, grab a snack, grab something to drink, and let's get into it. I'm not gonna go in any particular order. I'm just gonna grab what's in front of me. The first product is this one right here from Melt. This is the Melt x Bailey Fatally Yours palette. I am wearing this today, and I'm wearing like two shades from this palette and something else on my lid. This is an all matte palette, and it is such a beautiful palette. The moment I saw this, I was like, I am getting that palette. It's more like grungy fall vibes, but I love it. It's a great companion palette as well. It also stands alone on its own. Whatever this matte formula is from Melt, I need them to keep the same energy. This palette right here from Glamlight, this is the Glamlight X Garfield palette. Such a cute collection. I feel like this collection really did not get its time to shine. I don't know if it was like lost in the sauce from all the releases coming out. This is such a beautiful, warm color story. This screams fall to me. The formula is the Glamlight formula that I know and love. Every time I do a look with this palette, I've loved the looks that I created. I love the variety of mattes in here. There's not one shade in here that looks similar to the next. I just wish that more people talked about this collection because it's such a good collection and I think the packaging is so cute. I said this year I'm gonna make it a point to try more indie brands, and I tried out this palette right here called the Blooming Basket palette from dede Signature. I did see that they reformulated their matte, so this is their newer matte formula. These mattes definitely have a lot of pigment to them. One thing I did notice is that with the darker shades, the more that you try to build it up, it starts to not blend anymore, if that makes sense, but it's only with the darker shades that I found. All these other shades build up really nicely. I do feel like the standout for me is whatever this multi-chrome kind of formula is. I feel like that is beautiful. Give me a palette full of this formula as a companion palette and I would be over the moon. Like this formula is so nice. It is a little bit softer, but look at that shift on it. I don't know if you can see it on camera. dede Signature also released these single metallic eyeshadows. I'm wearing this shade Bare Gem all over my lid today. This formula is so reflective, but it is intensely pigmented. I just love how it kind of almost looks a little bit wet on the eyes. I feel like the camera is not doing this justice. In person, I literally cannot stop staring at this eyeshadow. Size came out with a hydrating primer. This is the Secure the Glow Tacky Hydrating Primer. This primer is basically geared towards people who have dry, normal skin, but if you have oily skin, you definitely can use this. If you have oily skin, it does not mean that you shouldn't hydrate because hydration is still key. It helps your products to go on smooth. I use this primer strictly for hydration, not for the longevity of my makeup. I have found that this does have a slight tack to it, but nothing too crazy to where it's gonna bother you. So if you don't like tacky primers, I would still give this one a try if hydration is your thing. I think this looks really beautiful on the skin. I have a little demo of me using this primer and I just feel like overall it made my skin look really healthy. But if you're looking for longevity, I don't really think this is the kind of primer I would go for. I would lean more towards the Secure the Blur. I've tried this Skin Silk Luminous Serum Foundation. Unfortunately, I do have to mix two shades. I am wearing this today. This looks really beautiful on the skin. I feel like this is more of like a skin tint that has coverage. That's how skin-like I think this looks. I was a little bit nervous when I saw that it said luminous because luminosity and oily skin tend to not mix together. Every time I use this, I'm like, wow, my skin looks good, and it's been a really long time since I've tried any Makeup Revolution product. I do feel like this foundation does last quite a while on the skin. I don't find that it breaks up over time or anything like that. But of course, I do prep my skin before, and I use oil controlling primers. Another foundation I've been testing out is the About Face foundation, and this is another foundation that looks really beautiful on the skin. I feel like brands are finally getting it right. When we say we want something perfect for every day that still looks like skin, also has the skincare benefits, I feel like this is an ideal foundation for every day. But something that I have found with this is that it doesn't last as long as I would like, but I'm not too mad about it because this is a foundation I would reach for, you know, if I'm planning on wearing it for about like 5, 6, or 7 hours. But around like the 8 to 9 hour mark, this starts to not look the best on my skin. That might be a deal breaker for some of you. This is great for every day, but for like longevity purposes, if you want to go to a concert or a party and you're gonna sweat a lot, I don't really know if this is the foundation that I would personally reach for. If you just want to put a little bit of makeup on, you know, and like look cute for the day, great. Great choice. Milani's Cream Bronzer. This is a really nice cream bronzer at the drugstore. I really hope to see that this shade range gets expanded because for me, I have the deepest shade, which is Mocha Moment, and I found that this looks best for me as like a contour on the cheeks. I used to put it, you know, around the perimeter and on the cheeks, but I think this just suits me best as a contour. But I would love to see more warmer shades and a more expanded shade range. Let's talk about some blushes. So this is new from Flower Beauty. This is the Ultra Light Liquid Blush. This one is very sheer. I have to use multiple layers of this to really get it to show up to the extent that I like, but we all know that I like a lot of blush. This is not a blush that's going to give you intense pigment. If you want something more buildable, this is that blush for you. I've tried the Flower Beauty highlighter, I've tried their contour wands, and this formula is so much better than both of those other formulas. So if you're on the fence about this and you like a more buildable, everyday, kind of subtle blush, I found that that's literally the kind of blush that this is. One Size just came out with a new shade in their cheek clappers. This is in the shade Girly Pop. I really, really love the cream formula in this, and the powder blush as well. I'm wearing the powder blush today, and I think it's really pretty and shows up so nicely on my skin tone. The only thing I'm not the biggest fan of is this little highlighter blush topper here. I found that it's very, very glittery, very hard pressed, and you know, it doesn't really swatch the best either. It just looks like glitter on the face. I could really do without this little formula right here, but these two formulas I love. But if you love this product from One Size and you've been wanting a pinky tone blush that shows up on your skin tone, they did a great job at this shade right here. e.l.f. came out with their liquid blushes, and this is definitely on the list of one of my favorite products from e.l.f. I found that this is a very buildable blush formula, but it has like a satiny kind of finish. I did find that some shades have more pigment than others. That doesn't bother me. For $7, this is an amazing liquid blush at the drugstore. Highly, highly recommend these. A lot of people have been talking about those, so I'm not going to spend too much time on them because you're probably tired of hearing about it. Moira dropped new extensions of their Love Heat Cream blushes. This is a very dewy blush formula. I tend to set these with the powder, but I love these extensions of these shades. They're a lot more deeper, and like this is a tone that I would not normally go for. This is in the shade I Thank You, but my favorite shade out of all of these is this pink right here called I Adore You. Very beautiful. They are very similar to the Tower 28 blushes, and I believe they're like $7. There's so many more shades than the Tower 28, so I feel like if you love dewy blushes like this, these are perfect. Speaking of Tower 28, I did get their little Kung Fu Panda collab. It came with this gloss right here and this red blush. I've been waiting for a red blush from Tower 28. I got this with a quickness. This was a nice little collection. I feel like this is very reminiscent of the movie Kung Fu Panda. This gloss right here, it's been a while since I tried this gloss formula because when I first tried it, I believe in like 2020, wasn't a fan of it, but having experience with more lip formulas, this is actually kind of like a gloss lip oil, and I am not mad at it. I've been using this to top lip combos. Speaking of lippies, e.l.f., oh my gosh, amazing, amazing, amazing. I'm wearing the shade, what is this called? I think it's like the mauve shade right here. So beautiful. These are probably the closest dupe to the Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lips. It gives the shine, the pigmentation. Love these. I love these so much that I went and purchased the rest of the shades. That is how much you know that I really like these, and I've been reaching for these every single day. If you're looking for an affordable dupe to the Tarte, absolutely recommend those. They have like that tingly kind of feel as well. It's not a burning feel, it's just more of like a cooling pepperminty sensation. Just wanted to give my final thoughts on the NYX Fat Oil Lip Balms. So if I was comparing this to the e.l.f., I would say this is completely different. This is a true lip balm in a stick. I just feel like these have a little bit more pigmentation to them to where you can put them in a lip combo with a lip liner. These don't have as much shine like these. This is more like gloss, whereas this is a true like shiny lip balm with a little hint of pigment. These are very comfortable, and I feel like they last quite a while on the lips as well. I did try out the Topicals Slick Solve Mint Lip Balm. Don't know why they call this a lip balm. This is literally a thick clear gloss, and I am eating it up every time. When I say eating it up, I mean I'm loving it. The girlies on TikTok got me. I love a thick lip gloss. Love to see this formula in tinted colors because I will buy every single one. Makeup by Mario lipstick in the shade Bronx Baby. This is the new satin lipstick formula. It took me a really long time to get used to the shade. I've been loving this with a brown lip liner and different glosses every day, just top. This gives the prettiest lip combo. I definitely prefer this formula over his matte lipsticks. I feel like this one does last quite a while on the lips as well. Laneige came out with a cotton candy lip mask. A little bit disappointed that this does not smell like cotton candy. I am very much getting blue raspberry from this. And I know what cotton candy smells like, and it's not this. The formula is the same. I'm a huge fan of the formula. I just was expecting cotton candy. The swirl is giving cotton candy, but the scent is definitely not. ABH Lip Velvet. You know, I did try out the shade Pure Hollywood before, but then ABH did send over the rest of the range. And, you know, I'm really happy that I tried out all of the shades because I found two shades in particular that I really like, which is Parchment and Crush. This formula can be a little bit more dry. I like to have a little bit more slip to my lipsticks, so I'm always topping it with a gloss. But this also does have like a cushiony kind of feel to the lips. Juvia's Place came out with blush lighters, and I definitely have my thoughts formulated on this. So this, I do have a video trying out this new formula, but basically this is a highlighter with a tiny tint of color. I was expecting this to have a little bit more pigment, you know, as far as the color. We all know how pigmented the original Juvia's Place formula is. So when I got this, I was just expecting it to kind of have that same pigment, but I prefer using this formula on top of the original blushes. So if you want to go and check out that video to really see how it applies, I have a short up as well as using it in a full-length YouTube video if you want to go and check that out. Sephora Collection Luminizer, really beautiful. It gives like a wet look to the skin. This is such a beautiful formula. I wasn't sure what to expect from this, but I've really been loving this. You will definitely be seeing this in a Sephora Rex video because it's such a great formula to where it just literally melts into the skin. You won't get a super blinding highlight, but if you like something a little bit more subtle, kind of like this kind of glow, then you'll definitely love that. The Natasha Denona Berry Pop Cheek Trio. Such a roller coaster, I will say. I don't know why when I did the video of this, I didn't use a sponge with this blush. I feel like a sponge is such a better way to apply this. So that's how I've been using it. I've also been using this as more of like an inner corner highlight. Not too much on the face because I feel like it doesn't have enough gold in it for me. And then this right here, this formula is the Tinted Glow Cream Base. You know, I'm still trying to really figure out this formula right here because it is tacky and it's a cream, so I still haven't figured out the best way to apply it or how I like to use it on my face. I'm not mad that I picked this up because now I know what to expect from these formulas, but I like to see this berry. I would love to see more unique shades that we don't normally see from her, so hopefully she keeps up that energy with this. But I don't know if I'm gonna pick up another cheek trio. I feel like the shade would really have to speak to me. Listen, I have been trying out the ABH Brow Freeze Gel. That is what I have in my brows today. I have not been reaching for my Got To Be glue. Crazy, right? Crazy. This, I like this so much better than the first one that they came out with. I feel like the formula is just a little bit more, not sticky, but more like glue-like. It doesn't make my brows feel like crunchy or anything like that, but it really does stick my brows down. It looks like I got some brow hairs up there, you know? I would definitely purchase this. I did get this sent to me in PR. Whenever I run out of this, I definitely will be buying it. Very convenient when I don't want to like pull out my big tube and stick a spoolie in it. I haven't even been missing my Got To Be glue. Even though it's still a holy grail, I just haven't been missing it because my brows low-key look the same. NYX Marshmallow Setting Spray. This is literally the exact same thing as their black matte setting spray, but it just has a sweet marshmallow scent to it. I took this with me when I went out of town, and I was not missing my holy grail setting sprays. This did what it needed to do, okay? It came through. This is definitely gonna be a repurchase for me. It is getting pretty low. I wish this was a bigger bottle because for the price of this, it should be a bigger bottle. But I will definitely repurchase this. If you like a sweet kind of scent, you're gonna love this. This is the Sephora Favorites Perfect Pout Lip Kit. Because of this kit, I discovered a favorite everyday lip product, and it is the Glossier Lippy in the shade Villa. Look at how much of this I've used. I've used so much of this. This looks so pretty on the lips. It just looks wet, blends in so well with the brown lip liner. No complaints here. Really love this little set here. I usually don't buy Sephora Favorites kits because I can never use all of the products in it, but I can use every single lippy in here. This was $34. You get a full-size Glossier lippy, a full-size Charlotte Tilbury, and a full-size Rare Beauty. And then you get a mini size of the Tarte Juicy Lip, and then a deluxe size of the Clarins Lip Oil. And I just feel like this is such a good set. Highly, highly, highly worth the money, especially because the price of this set is like the price of one lippy. It's like the price of the Charlotte Tilbury lippy. And you get 3 full-size lips in here. Amazing. Fleur Mood Ring fragrance I have really been loving. This is actually a lot stronger than I was expecting. I don't really have to spray much of this, but this literally smells like candy. So if you like something that's more a sweet gourmand, it makes me want to eat candy. But I was very surprised by this. It's not a normal scent that I would usually gravitate to. I do like sweet scents, but this is like candy sweet, and I don't usually go for that, but this one was very surprising. The Sol de Janeiro 59 Mist, absolutely love. This smells heavy like vanilla. What's in here? We have vanilla orchid, sugared violet, and sheer sandalwood. Love this. This just smells warm and cozy. This is by far my favorite scent that Sol de Janeiro has ever come out with, and I love it so much that I want to go and buy the body, you know, the little, what is it called? It's like, I'm blanking. Is it the body butter? The NYX Pro Fix Sticks. This is a great little hidden gem from NYX. Where have they been hiding this formula? So I have 4 different shades. I use the shade Rich Espresso for, you know, nose contour. I use Cappuccino for like an under eye concealer and like a spot concealer. I use the shade Golden for brightening. And then I use the shade Apricot for color correcting. Do not let the fact that this isn't a stick fool you, because it is extremely creamy and it blends like butter. The last product I wanted to update you on, the Too Faced Kissing Jelly Lip Oil Glosses. Such a fun release from Too Faced. I really don't see a lot of people talk about these, but they all have really fun scents. It's not a super thick lip oil and it's not a super thin lip oil. I feel like it's the perfect middle consistency, and I think these are fun. I like to use the more sparkly shades in like lip combos and like topping lipsticks. The shades that don't have the shimmer, I like to just throw one in my purse and use it throughout the day. My favorite scent though is Cotton Candy, and the smell of this Cotton Candy one is what I was expecting the Laneige to smell like. But this right here, yes, it is blue. Do not let that intimidate you. It does not have a blue tint. It's super, super sheer. It smells so good. It has the shine of a gloss, but the feel of a lip oil. Those are all the products I wanted to update you on. Let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.